To enter to win a Force FX lightsaber, all you have to do is like this video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, turn on notifications, and tell me in the comments what your all-time favorite lightsaber is. Although we don't know much about the members of Yoda's species, contrary to popular belief, we do have some information on them, as well as several other members that belong to the species besides Yoda himself. In this video, we will break it all down and explain everything that we know about Yoda's species. Many members of the Star Wars galaxy often confuse Yoda's species with the species known as Lennox, with Jedi Master Evan Peel, who was a Lennox, commenting on this on several occasions. Although it is possible these two different species shared some heritage, they are in actuality very different. In addition to this, we are already also aware that Yoda's species were largely carnivorous and led an almost solely carnivorous diet. Other than just Yoda, there were also several notable Jedi Masters that served during the Clone Wars era that were a part of Yoda's species. There was one noted Jedi that served on the Jedi High Council during the Mandalorian Wars, and just like Yoda, was considered one of the finest Jedi the Order had ever seen, this being a Jedi Master that served during the time of Revan. This famed Jedi Master's name was Vandar. It was actually Vandar's decision to train the memory-wiped Darth Revan in the Jedi way once again, and it was because of Vandar's decision to do so and give the fallen Revan another chance that the galaxy was ultimately saved. Other members of the species include the Jedi Master Yaddle, who died just before the breakout of the Clone Wars conflict but served on the Jedi High Council during her lifetime. Perhaps most notably of all, no members of Yoda's species have ever fallen to the dark side of the Force or appeared to be tempted by the dark side of the Force at all. Yoda, in fact, was only tempted a single time to embrace the dark side during his long life. In addition to this, all of the members of Yoda's species have led exceptionally long lives, with Yoda by far living the longest. The other members of the species, though, lived for centuries. Interestingly, Yaddle herself lived to be almost 500 years old. Yoda was also marked as a Jedi that contained one of the highest midichlorian counts ever recorded in galactic history, with the numbers reaching well over that of 10,000 in estimation. This leads us to indicate that Yoda's species are extremely Force sensitive. It was also recorded that Yoda's species did in fact worship idols, but in what regard is unknown. The Force sensitivity levels, though, are insane, as every single member of the known species was confirmed as Force sensitive. Even more than this, extremely unnaturally so. These Jedi Masters were also noted as being more wise than is common, even for a Jedi. Another fact is all of the members of this species spoke in their own unique speech patterns, as they all spoke somewhat backwards. This was not a trait strictly for Yoda, but one shared by all of the members of his species. Some have theorized that Yoda and the other members of his race are not a species at all, and are rather a physical manifestation of the Wills. The Wills, of course, as described in the Journal of the Wills, and Yoda represents a sort of holy protector of the Jedi Order than an actual species from the galaxy. This would make Yoda sort of an angel-like figure. This belief comes from the original concept of Star Wars by George Lucas, where he said this: "Originally, I was trying to have the story told by somebody else, an immortal being known as a Will. There was somebody watching this whole entire story and recording it, somebody probably wiser than the mortal players in the actual events. I eventually dropped this idea though, and the concepts behind the Wills turned into the Force. But the Wills became part of this massive amount of notes, quotes, background information that I used for the scripts. The stories were actually taken from the Journal of the Wills." This theory comes with the idea that Yoda is this being or this will that is recording the events of Star Wars. This is, however, only a theory. Something else interesting to note, however, is George Lucas is adamant to never reveal the true origin of Yoda's species, and has specifically dodged the question over decades. But that is an explanation on Yoda's species, and pretty much everything we know about the little green guy. But leave your thoughts on this in the comments down below, and what do you think the true origin of Yoda is? As always, thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to enter the lightsaber giveaway. May the Force be with you, and have a great day.